All right. Wow. What amazing speakers we've had so far. And I can't wait to hear the summer sales contest winners in just a few minutes. But I have something to share with you guys. I have something to admit. It's a little embarrassing, actually. You know, where were we a year ago at this time? San Diego. Does anyone remember what I was talking about? What? That number 3? Yeah, so this is the 3rd annual convention, right? And the last 12 months, like you've heard today, it's been a little tough. We have a monumental challenge in front of us. And I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. Sometimes we have these peaks, we run, and then sometimes we have some valleys and lows. And it's kind of been a little bit tough for me. I've had to go inwards. But it's different this time. This valley is different for me this time. I've connected with Jonathan Budd and other mentors to navigate these times, because when something goes down, what happens next? It goes back up, guys. And we're going to go back the heck up. So, does anybody, you Floridians and you Texans, this might be difficult, but does anybody like hiking in this room? Hiking, nature, trails, yeah? Nature? Okay. So for 1 second, I want you to take a deep breath in. Let it out. And I want you to just go with me for 1 second. Close your eyes, flat feet, hands on the legs. And I just want you to picture that spot in nature for you. What does that look like? That perfect trail. Is the sun shining? Is there wind blowing? Maybe you hear a creek or a stream. And you're hiking along. You feel connected to the Creator. So I want you to go ahead and open your eyes. I think that life's journeys are like hiking and mountains and valleys and peaks, right? So this is one of my favorite valleys. It's Yosemite National Park. That's Half Dome. I've actually hiked the top of that 3 times with my twin brother. And so as you see, I think in life there's peaks, valleys, hiking, and everything that is in this picture in nature is what I think. This is when I was a few pounds heavier. But this is in Hawaii. This stairwell to heaven on Oahu, when we launched Hawaii, Chris and I did that. I thought I was in shape. I was hiking up. I got this. And halfway through, I was like, oh, I need to slow down. Otherwise, I'm going to throw up right now. But that was an amazing hike. And Chris and I have actually been hiking since we were very young kids. Here you can see our dad in the middle on the bottom with our hat as Boy Scouts. We're at up over 11,700 feet elevation. Again, my family, part of my why, my parents, my grandparents, Chris and I were just a few years younger in this picture. And sometimes, guys, on life, in the journey, there's walls. It's wet. You're in the water, and it's tough. Sometimes there's green, rolling pastures. Maybe you feel like that sometimes. Sometimes it's dry and it's dangerous, and you're going up the back of a mountain, like on Half Dome, on these cables, where a young woman actually just died and fell off. This is the back of Half Dome. Sometimes there's waterfalls along the journey, the successes. Sometimes you get to the peak, Mount Baldy, over 10,000 feet elevation, and you can enjoy the view and all the rewards once you're at the top. Does anybody know what these things are? Switchbacks. Are they fun? You're crazy. Well, switchbacks. You got to go back and forth to get to the top, to get to the destination. But switchbacks for me is like mastering the mundane. Social media posting, B&I, team networking, Chamber of Commerce, ambassadors, referral partners, building the team, doing events like Craig, door knocking like Danny Pesci training. These are the switchbacks, right? But without the switchbacks, do we get to the top? Do we get to enjoy that view? And so doing presentations, doing calls, follow-up, posting, doing check-ins with anyone you've ever spoke to before, getting out of your comfort zone. Be coachable with your leadership, and boy, are you going to take a lot of rejection, like Malia shared earlier. But on your way up, you definitely want to look around and enjoy the view while you're doing the switchbacks, getting to the top. Enjoying the view for me is joining in Powur in 2019. We created a team of over 1,100 consultants, winning $1 million jacket, being able to give $1 million jackets to my teammates, to my brother, to my sister Cynthia, some of the top contracts in the company, top 10 recruiter, top 10 mentor, multiple cars won. My Las Vegas home, I actually just got another home in Henderson, another rental property, all because of Powur, the journey, and the switchbacks. Traveling the world, building homes in Mexico, working with friends, family, colleagues, working with purpose, mission, planet, being able to do this virtually. Chris is traveling the whole country this year. He's going to go to Portugal for 2 months. He gets to work this business virtually. We're so blessed what we get to do and get help others succeed and find that fulfillment. But as you're hiking, mountains, valleys, nature, sometimes the valleys are pretty deep. And so the lows, the storms, right? The pain, that comes along with hiking, right? To get to the top, to enjoy the rewards, you have to go through the valleys. You have to go through the lows. You might trip and fall and scrape your knee. If you're hopefully not Cammie. Just kidding. Too soon. Sometimes, though, you trip and fall. Business challenges, personal relationships, money challenges, headwinds in the industry right now, net metering, elections, interest rates, it's all noise. Turnover, churn, it's going to happen. Most of these things we can't change. They're just part of the journey. Think of them as gifts, the valleys, the switchbacks. Did anyone watch the Olympics this year? Show of hands, yep. Did anybody watch the Paralympics? Yeah? Do you guys see this picture? These guys without legs, Paralympics, guys with physical disabilities. This guy from Brazil without arms, swimming. And there was another gentleman from China that was swimming without arms. I don't know about you, but the last few weeks, when I'm working long days and I see these videos, let's go ahead and roll the video of this guy in the Paralympics. What the heck? You think you're having a bad day? He doesn't have arms. And he's mastering ping pong. And he picks up the ball with his sock. Man, just when I have a long day, that's what I think of. There's two sides to life. I recently heard this. Most men, when they go to a psychologist, there's only two things that they could possibly have wrong with them. Work, maybe there's a lot for some of you women laughing right now, but work or love. Think about that for a second. All your challenges in life can literally be summed up to two frickin' things. Work and love. And for you ladies out there, it's a little bit more love heavy. But that's it. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, there's only two things that I could possibly have a challenge with, and I get to have both of those things here at Powur. I get to work with my family, my friends, colleagues, all of you amazing people, the amazing leadership, and everyone that helps work for this company. And I get to have love in my why And even some kisses with Bobby Smith here. We need another kiss this year, Bobby. And along the journey, along the hike, you want to pause to take some breaks. Play some pickleball. Go to the beach with Rachel and Beth, or get some sun like Bobby Smith here on the beaches. And along the journey, you're going to have people we're going to do it with, right? Irene here in Red Rocks, my backyard now in Las Vegas. Jim Bunch literally holding up the rock for me. Not really, but... Jarrett McAllister visited me in the Red Rocks State Park in Las Vegas. And this is part of my why. My family, my parents, my grandparents I still have. So I want you to think of your why for 1 second. And again, we're going to take a big breath in. Let it out. So if you want, close your eyes. What's that why look like for you? Don't just say money. Who is it? What is that fulfillment? Is it your kids, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings? Is it to be the best version of yourself? Is it to travel? Is it to have freedom? So I want you to picture that why. And we're going to come back to that in just a second. So, who's on the journey with you? Sometimes you're alone, sometimes you're solo, sometimes you're with others. Some will fall behind. Some will find another path until they go bankrupt, like SunPower, right? Some guys will fall off the path and then they'll come back on the path and join us again. It's okay to outgrow others, but remain focused on your journey. The journey at the end of your life, will we just remember the peaks? Or we will remember the switchbacks and the falls and the storms and the people that were there. It's all about the journey. The struggles, the small victories, the lessons. Good or bad, it shapes us. We heard amazing stories today that prove that's true. It's beautiful, but the steps along the way is what makes it meaningful, right? And if you have that mindset day in, day out, then life is just so much easier, lighter, and beautiful because you know it's the steps to get to where you want to go. So why are you climbing? Family, freedom, income, giving back, kids, parents, lifestyle. These are many reasons for me. So I want you to anchor your why, what you just thought of, to the daily activities and the switchbacks. When you do the calls, when you wake up early, when you post on social media, when you door knock, you want to remember your why because you're going to anchor that to the activities. The struggle phase is natural. Everything gets hard before it gets easier. When you run that first mile in a 5K, your brain's like, why the F are you doing this? This sucks, your legs are burning, and then you get into a flow state. So always remember that. I think right now, more than ever, we need narrow vision. Head down, blinders on, just take the steps. This summer, we're still doing good. Next summer, we're going to kick ass. With all the tools that they're announcing and the way the industry is going, you saw the vision for IPO in 4 years. Put your blinders on and work hard, do the switchbacks. Nothing else matters more. One foot in front of another. Ignore the haters. Did you know that when you have haters, it means you actually made it? It means you're actually doing something important and big and impactful. So ignore the little voices. You will make it to the top. This is one other video I'd like to roll that has inspired me the last few weeks.
She is an amazing archer, she tells Devi. At such a young age, only 17 years old. Silver medalist at last year's World Championships at the age of 16. Oh, what a start for Devi.
17.
Guys, I mean, if you're having a hard day, just Google Paralympics 2024, right? That is so badass. These are people that mastered the journey and the hike and the peaks so well. So right here, I want you to think, what's your next mountain? Are you climbing the mountain towards the top, like Joel Gossett? Are you in a valley, like a few of us? Are you along the switchbacks right now? Wherever you're at, it's okay. What's your next mountain? There will be many. For me, I've had multiple. I run, and then I chill for a bit. And what I've learned and what Jonathan Budd has taught me is I'm just being prepared to be the next best version of myself for the next frickin' mountain. So I have one more video for you I'd like to roll as you think about your mountain and your vision.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always gonna love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life.
Whew. So guys and gals, the vision, the 4-year path to IPO, the 4-year path that Jonathan laid out. The United States only has 5 million homes, and it took us 40 to 60 years to get that. Do you know how many homes are going to have solar in the United States by 2031? 7 years from now? 10 million. That is the vision. Homes that are going to have batteries and solar, 1 in 5 homes in our lifetime. We're just getting started. We're just in that valley before the next peak, and the next peak, and the next peak. And these are the people that we get to do it with. The most amazing, badass corporate leaders. Everyone in the back of the room, everyone that works for Powur, everyone that's made this happen, this event happen. You guys are so freaking amazing. Let's give it up for everyone that made this event happen, all the leadership, all the executives. I'm so excited for 2025 and beyond. I love you guys. Let's grow. Thank you.